October 12, 1995. Brentwood police make a routine traffic stop just inside the Pittsburgh city limits.
Was I going over the speed limit?
Hey! I said stop moving around! Get out of the car! Just let me explain. No!
John was a very laid-back person, a person that wanted a lot out of life.
He was a genuinely caring person.
Minutes later, a young black businessman takes his final breath.
Mr. Gammage died as a result of compression or positional asphyxiation. This man had committed no crime. He was not a fleeing felon.
His death was outrageous.
His life was taken away from him. We were robbed.
We will support the police where they deserve support, and where they are wrong, we will seek them out.
The Brentwood Police Department was just an organization run amok. The police chief, George Swinney, personally was administering anabolic steroids to John Votis in the police station.
A police officer of that type is more likely to use violence in a situation in the community.
The conduct of the officers caused the death itself.
I believed that the case didn't merit the prosecution.
I know in my mind I did what I was trained to do.
Proper training. That's not proper training.
That's right.
Dogs have more rights than was shown Jonny Gammage in this case.
Right.
I've never heard as many white people come up to me on the street and say, stay at that. That was wrong.
If somebody had been truly honest with us and said, you know, yes, I did press on his back, I didn't realize what was going on, then I think we may have found for manslaughter. But when you cover something up, that makes you feel like you're being used.
They're not bringing out all the truth in those courtrooms.
The answer you gave, I used them one time before. That was your answer, right?
One time before, yes, sir. Meaning in the past, yes, sir.
That was a lie, wasn't it?
It's not a lie, sir.
You used them for years, didn't you?
Well, that's what I meant by that.
14 months later, Mulholland and Albert again faced the bar of justice. Another mistrial.
The most alarming fact in the Charmo case, of the death of Jerry Jackson, was the fact that 51 bullets, 10 more than Amadou Diallo in New York, were fired into a tunnel at a man who had only violated, at the moment, traffic violations.
Officer Charmo claims that Jackson made a U-turn in the tunnel, thus making his vehicle a deadly weapon. There was no U-turn.
The investigators on the scene should have known that Jackson could not have turned his vehicle around in that very narrow tunnel.
That was just straight out being covered up.
To be frank, most of the shots occurred after the vehicle was at rest.
Grassroots support to establish a citizen police review board gained strength citywide.
Demand that this city council and this mayor support putting the question on the ballot in the spring primary, because we need it.
We have to let people know, wake up, look what's going on around you, get involved.
Out of that came the basis for the lawsuit that led to Pittsburgh being the first city in the nation to be monitored by a consent decree of the federal government.
There's a remarkable difference when the federal government investigates a case and when the state investigates it. You could see all the officers acquitted in Rodney King's state criminal trial, and then when the federal government went back and looked at the same evidence, they were convicted.
Like bad lawyers, like others, there are people who abuse their authority.
The Blue Shield was intended to protect officers who are doing the right thing, not to protect those who are guilty.
You can't have these special rules for police officers.
If the police are your abusers, if the police are the ones that are killing your children, where are you to turn?
You just kill a black person, he was just dead.
We have to make sure that Jonny Gammage didn't die in vain.
When we decide that enough is enough, it's going to stop.
We must stop being silent. Silence is killing us.
Don't ask whose door they're knocking on tonight or last night. They're always knocking on your door.